Neumorphism is so hot right now, Camp MoGraph returns and OpenAI gets Ghibli with it. It's Motion Mondays. And yes, I survived my cruise. And yes, EJ drew me like one of his French girls. Victor Verdugo, the incredible Chilean 3D artist that we featured a few months back, has just done something amazing for the community. Remember that mesmerizing morphing drinks animation with the realistic foam, ice, and glass textures? Well, Victor has generously released all the project files for free on his website. This is a goldmine for anyone looking to understand how he achieved those beautiful liquid textures and transitions. There's really clever espresso setups driving the shaders, smart techniques for handling glass geometry, and tons more to discover. If you don't feel like downloading the files, there's also process imagery on his site where you can see how it all came together. Check out the full piece on his portfolio to truly appreciate the incredible detail, and then grab those files and give Victor a virtual hug, because he deserves it. And while you're there, take some time to browse his other work too. The guy is seriously talented, and now we can all peek behind the curtain of his process. Our good friend Haley at Motion Hatch recently interviewed Luca Ganelli, founder and CEO of Algo, about their fascinating business model. Algo, a spin-off from the amazing Italian studio Elo, has found the holy grail of business models: recurring revenue, something that historically is difficult for studios to achieve. They combine custom visual system development with subscription-based maintenance and support, making subscriptions 15 to 20% of their income. In an industry where feast or famine is the norm, this is huge, and they're doing it while competing with massively funded companies like Canva by focusing on high-quality, bespoke solutions. One of their coolest projects was for Bloomberg Podcasts, using AI and custom code to transform podcast episodes into shareable video trailers automatically. This blend of high-end motion design with cutting-edge software opens up entirely new business models, allowing motion designers to work with companies on their actual products, not just advertising, where budgets tend to be bigger and more long-term. So check out the interview and Algo's site in the description. Our spring session kicks off in just 1 week. Classes start on April 7th, and registration is still open for a little while longer. If you're ready to dive into After Effects, Cinema 4D, design, animation, illustration, 3D, or any of our other topics, we have a class for you. Remember, our classes are interactive. You get unlimited critique on your coursework, access to our worldwide community, monthly live streams, and so much more. Classes start in 1 week, so don't wait too long to secure your spot. And if you're going to be in the Las Vegas area on April 6th, come to our free NAB MoGraph Meetup. We've partnered with Rive and several other amazing co-sponsors to throw the NAB party for motion designers at Tom's Watch Bar. The beers are on us. All the details are at mographmeetup.com. Tickets are free, but you do need to register, and we really hope to see you there. Rive recently released their vector feathering feature, and it's already making huge waves in UI and UX animation, especially with designers like Dmitry Novikov, a master of neumorphism, that abstract design style that's similar to skeuomorphism but more stylized. Rive dropped a tutorial that's really more of a design masterclass, teaching you how to use inner and outer feathers with different transfer modes to create something tactile yet abstract. My prediction is that this style is going to be everywhere in product design over the next few years. Rive also published a breakdown of Duolingo's incredible new feature that lets users FaceTime with virtual characters to practice speaking in their learning language. The article details how they made characters more expressive through Rive's dynamic animation blending. This is another example of the new motion design possibilities emerging with modern technology. Linear motion design isn't going anywhere, but there's a brave new world out there for artists looking to expand their skill set. And if you're looking to jump into Rive, check out Rive Academy Volume 1 on our site. Save the date, campers. Camp MoGraph is returning to Virginia Beach from September 11th through 15th for another unforgettable retreat filled with jam sessions, workshops, fireside chats, and tons of awesome hangs. Tickets go on sale on 4/20. A brand new website with full pricing details, camp info, the instructor lineup, and more are dropping very soon. So keep an eye on Camp MoGraph's social media for updates. And fair warning, this event typically sells out almost instantly. So if you want to go, make sure you're following Camp MoGraph for all the details. You'll need to be ready to buy tickets within the first few minutes after they go on sale if you really want to attend. Time to highlight some incredible work from around the industry. First up, Tomasz Woźniakowski, and I hope I said that right, a Polish artist who's been creating beautiful 3D loops. His recent montage showcases quirky, surreal moments with clever use of deformers and dynamics. Each piece feels like fine art that just happens to be done in 3D. I love his work because it has such a unique voice, and Tomasz is not afraid to get weird, something I deeply appreciate. Check out his Instagram for process glimpses in his stories. Next, Loop Studio has used their signature style with their fascinating animal loops built on continuous lines. This is incredibly difficult to pull off convincingly, and some of these animations are extremely complex. I checked out their site and discovered that this is their specialty. I was unaware of their game. They've applied this technique for brands like Hermes and Cartier, and this style is also a great exercise for animators looking to level up their skills. Then there's Thiago Biazzoto, a Brazilian art director whose work just blew me away. There must be something in the water in Brazil because every artist I discover from there has incredible design sensibilities, especially with color. His Google collaboration with Mute Studio combines flat design, gradients, and photographic elements in compositions that feel organic, yet designerly. And finally, Stash featured a piece by Michael Fragstein for German pen company Lamy. It blends 3D and 2D design in a way that resembles ASCII art or something, with jerky camera moves and pacing that enhance the flow. There's wonderful use of animated textures in a gorgeous 3D world. And remember, as Sean Connery says, the pen is mightier.
I've got to ask you about the penis mightier.
3D artist Dylan Brown has been experimenting with the upcoming Unreal Engine version 5.6, showcasing some of the rendering enhancements that Unreal artists will soon enjoy. It still blows my mind what kind of quality you can get from Unreal with those insane render speeds. The fluid simulation was apparently done in Houdini and brought into Unreal as an Alembic file. And the craziest part, the render took about 3 minutes out of Unreal. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. Give Dylan a follow on social media to check out the rest of his incredible work. He's worked on numerous feature films as a visual effects artist and is clearly an insanely talented 3D artist. The stuff he's doing with Unreal is just mind-blowing. Our friends at WOMP have upgraded and improved their sticker system, making it easier than ever to apply 2D decals to your 3D objects. You can now even apply materials to your stickers, giving precise control over where different materials appear. They've improved the UI as well. WOMP is becoming a pretty powerful 3D modeler in its own right, and with export options for Blender, Cinema 4D, or even After Effects, it's emerging as a viable option for 3D artists, especially newcomers who don't want to dive too deep into the technical aspects of modeling. Tools like WOMP let you create high-quality models with much less pain, while still being able to use them in all your familiar tools. If you haven't tried WOMP yet, maybe this is a good excuse to play around with it, and let us know what you think in the comments. It's time to shout out our School Motion Student of the Week, Rob80. Rob is currently going through Character Animation Bootcamp and tackling the final project, a challenging piece involving a complex character rig, multiple scenes, and complex movements. Rob has gone above and beyond, creating a love story between a fearless adventurer and the enormous stonehead guarding the treasure he seeks. He's using all the techniques and principles from the course to craft a silly but thoroughly entertaining piece. This is still a work in progress. He's getting feedback from his teaching assistant, Jeremy Reck, and we can't wait to see the final version. So Rob, keep it up. We love it when students take our projects to the next level and add their personal flair, so this is just awesome. Blender 4.4 was released a couple of weeks ago, and our friend Remington Markham, Southern Shoddy, walks through the new features in a great YouTube video. He covers major upgrades to the animation system, including slotted actions that allow animations from multiple objects in a single clip, plus pose library improvements and better bone mirroring. There are also performance boosts across the board for geometry nodes and the viewport, an updated optics denoiser, new sculpting tools, and video editing improvements. There's a lot packed in, and Remington really knows Blender well, so his breakdown is definitely worth watching. I know several 3D artists who use both Cinema 4D and Blender, bouncing between them because each has strengths and weaknesses, and this seems to be the new paradigm for 3D and motion design. You start with one app, you get comfortable, and then as you bump up against its limitations, you add more tools to your arsenal. It never hurts to know multiple tools, and Blender keeps adding awesome features that will attract more and more users. If you are ready to dive into Blender, make sure to check out our Blender for 3D Artists course on our site. Let me start by saying I already know what you're gonna say in the comments, so go ahead and just post it, get it out of your system. If you don't like AI, you're gonna hate this story. OpenAI recently dropped 4.0 image generation, a huge update to what they previously were calling DALL-E, and is taking the internet by storm. This new image model seems to be the most capable one yet at rendering text and understanding incredibly detailed prompts. Some examples on their site are staggering. The generated images perfectly nail complex requests with minimal AI weirdness. You can upload your own images for restyling too. Here's me on South Park. And then I tried turning my family photo from my recent cruise into a Studio Ghibli version, and it did a pretty good job. As these tools improve, I think it's time for our industry to consider how we're gonna integrate them. They can make you faster, and if other artists are using them, that's something we all need need to think about. Personally, I think they're becoming useful for ideation and asset creation, though maybe not exactly how the tool makers are claiming. I discussed this extensively, by the way, in my recent Portland keynote, which will be on this channel in a few weeks. Our buddy Ariel Costa, one of my favorite motion designers, just dropped a collection on Motion Array. This is a very smart move for the platform. It's already very useful for editors and motion designers to grab assets, but the quality can be a little hit or miss. Recruiting top-tier artists like Ariel to create premium packs raises the bar significantly. Ariel has released 2 collections, the Blink My Brain collection featuring retro characters and elements on alpha channels, and his Not Your Wedding Transitions pack, unique transitions perfect for quirky retro aesthetics. If you're somehow still unfamiliar with Ariel's work, head to blinkmybrain.wtf to check out his singular style. He's worked with some of the biggest brands and bands in the world, including Led Zeppelin, Green Day, and Fender guitars, and everything he touches turns to gold. His portfolio link is in the description. And that's it for this episode of Motion Mondays. Don't forget, our spring session starts in just 1 week on April 7th. Registration will be open a little bit longer, so grab your spot quickly. And our NAB MoGraph Meetup is coming up this Sunday, April 6th at Tom's Watch Bar in Las Vegas, and we hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.